The hospital doors open, and another patient arrives. To everyone else, they may look like an ordinary person, but the doctor doesn't know their story. Are they a victim, a criminal, or someone carrying a secret that could put everyone in the room at risk? There is no hospital sign outside, no receptionist, no ambulance waiting at the entrance, just a locked room, a medical bag, and a man standing at the door with a gun. You are a doctor, but this is not a normal medical practice. You work for a cartel. At first, it might not even look like a criminal empire. You may tell yourself that you're simply treating injured people. A gunshot wound, a broken bone, a severe infection, someone who needs stitches. But there is one major difference between a normal doctor and a cartel doctor. You don't get to choose your patients, and you don't get to ask too many questions. Your story might begin with a simple offer. Someone contacts you privately and says they need medical assistance. The money is unusually high. They promise that you won't have to do anything illegal. Just treat a few people and keep your mouth shut. Maybe you're struggling financially. Maybe you believe you can help someone who would otherwise die. Maybe you think you can walk away whenever you want. That is the first illusion. Because once you treat someone connected to a powerful criminal organization, you may become part of their world whether you intended to or not. The first emergency could happen late at night. Your phone rings. A vehicle arrives outside. Two men carry someone into the room. The patient is badly injured, and everyone is shouting. There is blood everywhere, but nobody calls an ambulance. Nobody wants the police involved. Your job is simple. Keep the patient alive. For a doctor, the instinct is automatic. Stop the bleeding, stabilize the patient, monitor their condition. But the environment changes everything. You are working under pressure while armed people watch every movement you make.
And then comes the question you cannot ask. What happened? Was this person attacked? Were they involved in a shootout? Did they hurt someone else? Did someone hurt them? You may never know. Over time, the medical emergencies become more frequent. Your world becomes a strange combination of medicine and fear. During the day, you might appear to be an ordinary professional. At night, you could be treating people in hidden locations. But the psychological pressure is often worse than the medical pressure. A normal doctor can call for help. A cartel doctor may not be able to. If a patient suddenly becomes unstable, there may be no emergency department to transfer them to. If equipment is missing, you may have to work with whatever is available. If something goes wrong, there may be no legal protection and no professional support. And every decision carries consequences. Imagine making a medical mistake while knowing that armed men are standing outside the room. The patient gets worse. Someone asks, "Why? What do you say?" That question can become terrifying. The money might initially seem the reason to stay. Cartel organizations can offer far more than ordinary medical work. But money does not remove fear. In fact, it can make the situation more complicated. You may start buying expensive things, a better car, a bigger house, a more comfortable life. But then you realize something. People start asking where the money came from. Your family notices that you are behaving differently. Friends wonder why you disappear for hours. You stop answering certain calls in front of people. You become careful about where you go and who you talk to. You are earning more, but your freedom is disappearing. And the cartel may not see you as a doctor anymore. They may see you as an asset, someone who knows where injured members are treated. Someone who has seen faces, injuries, locations, and secrets. Someone who could potentially identify people. That knowledge can become a trap. The longer you stay, the harder it becomes to leave. Eventually, you might witness something that changes everything. A patient arrives who isn't a cartel member. Maybe they are a civilian caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. Maybe they are someone the organization considers an enemy.
And suddenly, your doctor's ethics collide with your survival. A doctor's fundamental responsibility is to help the patient. But what happens when helping one person could put your own life at risk? What happens when refusing to help could make you a target? This is where the job stops being about medicine. It becomes about fear. Cartel doctors can also face an impossible moral burden. They may know that the people they are treating have committed terrible crimes. They may know that keeping someone alive could allow them to continue hurting others. But medicine is not supposed to be a punishment system. The doctor's job is to treat the human body, not decide who deserves to live. That contradiction can destroy a person's sense of identity. You entered medicine to save lives. Now you're saving the lives of people who may have destroyed other lives. Eventually, paranoia can become part of everyday existence. A normal doctor worries about losing a license. A cartel doctor may worry about losing their life. Every unfamiliar car becomes suspicious. Every unknown phone call feels dangerous. Every knock at the door creates anxiety. And the most frightening part is that leaving may not be as simple as saying, "I'm done." You may want to disappear. You may want to return to normal life. You may want to go back to working in a legitimate hospital, but the people you worked for may know too much about you. They may know your live, they may know your family, they may know your routines, and suddenly the money that once looked like freedom feels like a prison. The reality is that criminal organizations do not operate like ordinary employers. There are no normal contracts, no human resources department, no safe resignation process. Your loyalty may be expected, your silence may be demanded, and your knowledge may become dangerous. So what is it really like to be a cartel doctor? It is not glamorous. It is not an action movie. It is not a shortcut to wealth. It is a life built around secrecy, fear, moral conflict, and uncertainty. Behind every dramatic story about organized crime are ordinary human beings forced into extraordinary situations and consequences that can last for years. The most disturbing part may be realizing that the doctor who entered this world might not have started as a criminal at all. They may have started as someone who simply wanted to help, someone who believed they could control the situation, someone who believed they could take the money and walk away. But in the world of organized crime, the hardest lesson is often the simplest one. You can enter the darkness thinking you are only treating the wounds, and eventually you realize the darkness has started treating you. If you found this story interesting, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who would enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel for more dark, fascinating, and untold stories from the world around us. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.